Captain's log, December 27th. I built, created, vibe coded, very much vibe coded, launched and deployed my first web app. Can you see the bags under my eyes? What a process. So like I said, December 27th. I wanted to come on. I'm actually really enjoying making these videos, and I wanted to come on before because I made a website, static website, so much easier. Oh my God. Maybe I talked about it in a past video, I don't know, but that is also part of the reason that I'm recording this. So maybe if the video looks different, that is why I'm recording this in Descript instead of the normal way I do it, because I want to actually let these live somewhere, and there is an added friction when I record it to the camera, like before I do the process that I use for my podcast, where I record to the. I didn't even check the mic for this. Now that I think about this, let's hope that it's got the right mic going on here. Let's pause it for a second. And we're back. So, to record my podcast episodes with the video, I record directly to the camera. It gives you the best video quality, but then you have to sync the audio because the audio doesn't go to the camera. The audio goes to the computer. So it's just like an added thing. And I'm just like, I already recording 2 podcasts a week and 2 podcast episodes. And so I was like, maybe let's try to script. But like, I'm like praying right now in my head. I'm praying because maybe it's not gonna work. I fucking hate. I tell everyone, I'm like, do not record to the internet for this reason. So, I mean, I guess I could do a screen recording and kind of like have a safety back. I just want this thing to be. And I was talking to Chad about it, and just like, I just want this thing to be this like little journal because I'm excited about this, and I'm excited to see where I'm at in a year. Will I watch these videos? Probably not. But like, I could. Maybe I could. But I probably won't. But I could. But I built out my first web app. It is a pill tracker I made it for my sister. She said she was tracking her meds with ChatGPT, and I was like, you might get a dead doing that. Like, it's just like not good for that. It's not good. It's memory, and it will lie, and it'll tell you the last time, and it's just not good at that. I don't trust it with that. So just mainly because like I'm like thinking about I've used it with my own workouts, and I'm like, you don't even remember shit. We just talked about this. So I needed a use case and for practice, and so I built out this app, and it was a lot. You just get such an appreciation for how much more is involved with a dynamic web app, as compared to a static website. So I did the website, and for the website, I used Next.js, and it's the framework I used, and then I deployed it with Vercel. I did the same thing for the web app, and I couldn't find in there like how you choose whether it's static or dynamic. It seems to like just decide on its own, and like then the code has to like reflect that. So I did have some issues with that, but I had some issues. I mean, I put it back into the computer, and it's all vibe coding, right? You say you want this, and like there's a lot of troubleshooting and a lot of logic and reasoning. But for the web app, I used Next.js. I deployed it with Vercel, and I used Supabase for the what is it called? The database. And so this was my first exposure and deep dive into databases. And so much of all of this stuff, like you have to just do it. And yes, there's like an order, and I'm really glad I have these 2 courses that I'm watching. And I'm really good friends with Kay. I actually saw him on the other day. I saw him on Christmas. I text him all the time, but I saw him on Christmas, and I'm really grateful for those courses because it gives you some structure, because there's just so much out there, which is like really good because you're just like, it can all work. You can use all these things. And maybe I might do something different. I'll talk to Chad about it next time, because there was some issues with the code that was produced and then deploying it via Vercel. And I was like, shouldn't this just like work? Ow, that hurt. Shouldn't this just work? Like, why is this like, but like understanding that. And so I think the Laravel is what Nat uses. And so maybe I'll look into that and look into that framework for the app. But like just I'm understanding things, which is awesome to me, and really getting comfortable with Git, which is really cool. I am a big fan of watching tutorials. Definitely watching those initial tutorials made such a difference, and I've become a big fan of watching things multiple times. So, for the courses that I'm watching, I watch them and just like chill and watch. And when we were flying home from Playa del Carmen, I watched some of them, and then I went back and now I'm watching, like actually knowing what the fuck is going on. And I'm like, did I watch this? I don't even remember. But like that repeated exposure is invaluable. I can't say enough about it. I'm so nervous about recording like this that I'm gonna like hit stop and it's like not gonna fucking work. But definitely watching the tutorials and just repetitive practice. And so I'm looking for some more use cases for more apps to make. I'm definitely a little bit nervous with the price of this. Like, mind you, I spent $20, $40 actually, because no, 20, because I signed up for Cursor, and I've blown through those to the 20 like dollars that you're allotted. I was using like a really big model, but that's what ChatGPT said to use, and maybe I shouldn't have listened. But so like part of me is like, oh, is this gonna like be expensive to build stuff? But at the same time, I built a website and I built this app, and I had to ask a lot of questions, and it's $20. And it took me about 2 days to do this. It took me about like 24 hours, I guess, to build this app. Like 2 days, but like actual working time in each day. And it's just so fun for my brain. I don't like code. I mean, I can look at it and like I'm like, oh, okay, that's like cool. And Cursor has such a cool function that you can learn and be like, what is this? Why is this there? Show me how to do this, and how would I do this? And then you can try to do it yourself. The windows are really small, though. I could not imagine doing this on a laptop. Like I have a big 27-inch computer and a vertical screen over here. But the logic side of it, I really enjoy. And so, like I said earlier, got the exposure just to Supabase. When you're doing things that are going to pull, it's going to pull information and store information and reference that information. It's got to be in a database. And so Supabase is like just, in my mind, it's kind of like the Squarespace of bases of SQL, I think there's another word that I should be using there, but SQL, I think, is standardized query language. But it's like there's like SQL. Maybe they pronounce it squill. I don't know. I say SQL. But this exposure to databases and understanding, and also being able to ask ChatGPT, I'm like, could I use Google Sheet and like run a script for this? Because it is, at its most basic, it's a database. It's like, yeah, you could use that, but like not for the case you're trying to do, and have multiple users and they each have their own information, like they're logging their pills, and I want them to be able to open this up on their phone and open this up on their computer, and it's synced across. And so you need a Supabase, you need a database that allows for like row protection. And I'm like, all right, cool, like, all right. And but like learning that, but like not, you start to wonder like how important is it that you like understand SQL, you like, understand the logic in this and like memorize the logic. And I'm like, that's crazy. And I don't know how much you need to know. Like, definitely got into my feels at some point while I was making it, because my goal, I think, is to like help people make these or make them for people. And I was like, but I don't really know what's going on in this. Like, I can make it and it's here, and I can think through things and I can test things, and I have ideas, and I know what looks good, and I know like use cases and how I want to use it. And obviously you just get feedback, and look at this fucking thing. You get feedback and look to change the things. Right? But I don't like understand what's going on under the hood, though I do think that I can get and will get better at it. But definitely had some feels of like, wow, I feel so removed from like this thing, and like it feels so fragile. Like I went to like look at it and I'm like, it's not there. The app is broken. Like, and so, I can't help but wonder, will my comfort grow the same way with our website? We all have a website, right? And you're just like comfortable with it. Do you know what's going on? Like, and you could build one with Squarespace, and it's like, do you know what's going on? And like, but you can build it and it works and it's functional. And so like, definitely just thinking through that, and like obviously so in the early phases of things, but just so my brain works. Kay shared a quote to his group from Andrej Karpathy. And basically it was just like always feeling behind. And he's like one of the smartest fucking dudes in the world when it comes to AI, when it comes to all the things. And him to say that, it's not that I feel like, oh, I feel better that you said that. It's just like, this is a technology that is so incredible. And it was cool to see what he said, because he was talking just about like learning how to use it, right? And I think that's what's so cool right now is this. I try to listen to as much as I can, and I'm listening to a lot of stuff about Claude, and I'll probably, the next thing I'll venture into is using Claude Code. But just like hearing from the people that made it, and I can watch things now and like understand a lot more of what's going on, and understand a lot of these. Everything's a fucking acronym. I don't know if people do it to gatekeep or what, but like everything's an acronym, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like so aggressive. But can use ChatGPT. I watch a lot of stuff in the gym. I watch a lot of podcasts while I'm in the gym. YouTube is my favorite streaming platform. I watch them while I'm in the gym, and then I can just like pop on ChatGPT and be like, what is this? What's a CLI, command line interface? Right? IDE, I think it's integrated development. I don't even know. Let's see. Let's see what I got a little thing over here. Notes. I love notes. I just be taking notes as I do it. Integrated Development Environment, IDE, which is basically what Cursor is. And a GUI, graphical user interface. Right? I'm learning the things. I'm like, all right, I can understand. And it's real. It's just even my familiarity with Git. I'm less like, wow, this is really cool, and time is going to help out. And this is a skill set, and this is the thing. Then it's not the traditional thing. It's not coding done that way. It is this thing over here. And I think that I don't want to always just liken it or relate it to like making money. It doesn't come down to that, but just like you got to think about that. And like it does come up. You live in a society, you got to fucking pay bills. But, you know, I think about Kristen. Love her. She does everything through, she's a graphic designer that does everything through Canva. Right, and you're just like, she knows the graphic design side of things, obviously, and like the art side of things, but it's like you're not all fucking in the crazy computer using Adobe, whatever bullshit. Like I don't even know what the things are, and so I very much feel like this is a thing like that. It's going to be its own thing. I think these tools, it's just like has so many different ways to use it. And people with this skill set can use it this way, and people without that skill set can use it in this way. And I really do believe it's going to democratize so much. Like I built a website and deployed it. It's living right now for free. You know, I if I want to get a custom domain, go to Namecheap and get it for like 12. I'd be collecting domains. It costs like $12 for the year, $15 for the year. Those are your hosting costs. That's Google pants. Like obviously things start getting way more traffic and things change, but like I just think it opens up so much. Yes, there is a difficulty with things. There is friction and like there's this initial thing, but like the models are the worst they're ever going to be today, right? And then they get better the next day. They get better the next day. They get better the next day. And it's just like what I think this can do for people and learning. Like I'm learning this stuff at my computer on my own, at my own pace, you know, not on my own. Like I have these courses I'm taking, but I'm having the computer to have chat to just to sit with me till 3 a.m. Although it did prompt me and it said, you've been here a long time. Is now a good time to maybe take a break? And I was like, no, I just want to finish this and I'm going to go to bed. But you can ask as many questions as you want. Like, that's amazing to me. I think for anyone that's got a curious mind or anyone that learns differently or learns at their own pace or just like wants to ask more questions, you can. And you can use your voice if you want. Or you can type, you can do whatever, and then they can get back to you. Use Google Notebook LM, and it'll come in as a video, or you can get it as a podcast, or you can get it as a mental mind map, whatever it's called. Like, that's awesome. So, that's where I'm at. First app, the Calm Med Tracker. I think it's actually called the Calm. I'm looking over here, and I'm like, that should be Calm Pill Tracker. I don't know why it says Calm Med Tracker, but it does. But it's the Calm Pill Tracker. But it's fine that the shortcut says that. But it's done. Website done. Is like, I don't think he's going to even use it. But that's fine. I just need the practice of doing it. And I have such an appreciation. My goal being to like make apps for people. And I'm like, holy shit. It's like way harder. Website. I'm like, this is so fucking easy. This website. Oh my God. And like really truly understanding like what is meant by dynamic versus static, and then like now getting more into client side versus server side, and like I don't know what's done when, but getting exposed to it and understanding it and seeing when it fails, and I'm like, well shit, and then I can ask chat, be like, why? And when you have these use cases, then it's like, okay, it makes more sense. So, you know, my advice to myself, definitely try the things. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to get in there. That is how you will learn this. And I'm really excited to see what I build next. So I put my feelers out there and I'm like, hey, folks, anyone that needs something, I asked like my inner circle of people, and I'm like, if you have, ever said to yourself, it'd be nice if I could do X, or if I had an app for X, like let me know and let me see if I can build this thing, because sky's the limit. Oh, actually, maybe my bank account's the limit, because it's not free to vibe code. I guess technically you could do it like you could do it all through chat and then put it into like you could ask chat to do it and you could build it out that way. But it's really nice to have the AI inside of Cursor and just be like, how do I do this? What is this? Can you build this? Build this out. I guess chat could do it. It like makes the folders for you and everything too, so that's nice. But we're going to keep on keeping on, and I'll be back with the next Captain's Log when I'm back. All right. Maestro out.